Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis is calling on Bahamians to sacrifice over the next 2 weeks as the COVID-19 pandemic rages on. As he lamented the large social gatherings over the past few weeks, the PM warned that such activities could send the economy into a tailspin and start a third wave of COVID-19 infections. This as the PM also defended recent campaign events that have also attracted large groups.
You would have seen them still spacing out somewhat, and each and everyone, regardless of the political organization, each and everyone were wearing a mask.
The Prime Minister was responding to questions from reporters about the optics of campaigning with large groups while asking residents not to gather in large groups. Minnis addressed questions shortly after 33,600 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, which were secured through the COVAX facility, arrived on a flight from Miami. He said vaccination is key to ending the pandemic, but added that residents must also do their part and adhere to the emergency orders.
This is Easter, and Bahamians love beaches. We do not want to discourage them from going on the beach, but I would discourage them to avoid the large mass gathering that I've seen just recently and I've seen in the press, as that simple gathering can cause our entire country and economy to go in a tailspin and backward from whence we came.
The Prime Minister's appeal comes as new outbreaks of the virus are popping up across the islands. On Monday, health officials said they were sending a team to Harbor Island and monitoring increased cases on Grand Bahama and New Providence. When asked if the Bahamas could be headed for another lockdown, the PM said this.
I think we have a very efficient and effective medical staff assisted by our PAHO representative, and they have monitored the situation, and both I and they are convinced that once we aggressively continue our contact tracing, aggressively isolate those who are infected, and aggressively vaccinate the population as much as possible, I think we can avoid that.
However, he said the situation calls for discipline.
If we were to make the sacrifice in terms of the mitigation processes that the health professionals and the World Health Organization had introduced, if we were to follow those procedures and do our part, and each citizen be a soldier of the Bahamas doing their part and stopping individuals from gathering, if we were to make that sacrifice for an additional 2 weeks, then we can have a beautiful independence and a marvelous and splendid Christmas.
The Bahamas has been grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic since it confirmed its first case on March 15, 2020. More than 9,000 cases have been reported since then. The Bahamas is expected to receive a total of 100,800 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine through COVAX. Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.